The phone's glass is quiet. The home screen is empty. No icons shouting for attention. No red badges tugging your eyes. There's just space, like a cleared desk before the first light hits it. In that silence comes a choice that cuts clean through the noise. What if you gave today to one thing that truly matters and let everything else wait its turn? If your time were a spotlight, what would you point it at right now? You can feel the pull of everything unimportant trying to drag you back, but you also feel a steadier pull, a human pull, toward meaning. This is where make time begins, not with hacks that fill your life tighter, but with a gentle refusal to spend your life on autopilot. Stay with me. By the end, you'll know exactly how to protect one bright moment each day, how to defend it, and how to leave yourself a trail back to it tomorrow. And we'll return to that empty home screen because there's a reason it matters. Make Time is written by Knapp and Zeratsky, designers who spent years helping teams move fast and build things inside big tech. They know productivity theater. They know the thrill of busy and the ache of arriving home with nothing left for what actually matters. This book isn't about squeezing more into an already packed day. It's about recentering your day around what you choose. It was born from experiments in their own lives and the lives of people they coached. It is practical, humble, and deeply human because it treats your time as a precious resource you can shape, not a conveyor belt you're stuck on. At its heart, Make Time says this: each day is an opportunity to choose one meaningful highlight, protect it with deliberate focus, fuel it with real energy, and learn from the day so tomorrow is easier. 4 moves, simple words, life-changing when owned. Let's begin with the first move, the idea that unlocks everything else. Choose a daily highlight. Not a to-do list explosion, not 27 microtasks. One thing. The highlight can be big or small. It might be drafting a tricky proposal. It might be planning a date night, finally booking the checkup you've been putting off, or playing on the floor with your kid. What matters is the feeling behind it. This, if I did only this today, would make the day feel well spent. You don't choose a highlight to impress anyone. You choose it to live your own priorities in the time you actually have. This sounds simple, but it slices through a powerful illusion. Busyness looks like progress because it's loud. The highlight looks modest because it's quiet. But quiet things often hold the weight. Here's a picture to keep in mind. Imagine a spotlight on a stage. Every second of the day, something tries to jump into that light. Emails, messages, updates, the latest news. The highlight is you stepping in first and saying, "I'll take this center spot for a little while. Thank you." And to make that real, you protect time for it on the calendar. You pick a start time that fits your day and you block it, even if it's just a short window. You don't wait for free time. Free time is what appears when we say no to everything that isn't the highlight. The second move is a laser, the craft of focusing when you've picked your moment. This is where many good intentions go to die, because we try to do the important thing while keeping all our doors open. Make Time nudges you to close the doors. The authors talk about infinity pools, those bottomless sources of novelty that never end. Social feeds, streaming, breaking news, email refresh. The fix is not shame, and it's not superhuman willpower. It's design. You design your environment so focus is the path of least resistance. You make your phone less tempting by cleaning the home screen, moving infinite apps off the front page, or even removing them from your phone during your highlight window. You default to do not disturb when it's time to work. You keep one tab open, not 12. You make distractions slower to reach and the highlight faster to start. It's like putting the cookies on a high shelf and the bowl of fruit on the counter. You still have choice, but the choice is kinder to the person you want to be. Laser also means giving your brain a single story to follow. Start with an easy entry. Don't begin with the hardest part. If the highlight is writing, open the doc and write a messy first line. If it's a tough call, dial the number rather than rehearsing the perfect script. Momentum beats mood. You don't need to feel like focusing to begin. You need to begin to feel like focusing. Treat interruptions as passing weather. If something pulls you away, you come back to your highlight like you're returning your eyes to the road after a glance at the map. No drama, no self-judgment, just back. The third move is energize, and it matters more than most productivity advice admits. Focus is not a software setting, it's a biological state. If you are underslept, underfed, undermoved, or overstimulated, your mind will seek easy dopamine and your day will slip away. Make Time invites you to think like an athlete about energy, but in the gentlest possible way. Eat real meals at real times so you don't drift into snack coma afternoons. Move your body in ways you enjoy. A short walk before your highlight window can flip your mind into a different gear. Protect your sleep like it's a key meeting with your future self. And put your phone somewhere else when you rest to let your attention recover without constant micropulls. None of this is about perfection. It's about nudging the system of you to support the moment you've chosen. There's a small story that captures this. Picture a person who decided their highlight was reading to their child every night for 20 unhurried minutes, a simple thing. But they realized it kept getting squeezed out by late emails and sluggish evenings. So they changed the order. Dinner a little earlier, a short walk with the kid after dishes, phone face down in another room. They didn't add hours to the day. They changed the first moves, and the moment they cared about began to happen. That's energize in practice. You change the conditions so the life you want is the easier life to live. The fourth move is reflect. This is the part most of us skip because we're sprinting into the next day. But Make Time treats your days like experiments, not verdicts. At the end of the day, you ask, what worked? What got in the way? And what tiny tweak would help tomorrow? You're not judging yourself. You're iterating your setup. Maybe your highlight window was too late and got eaten by meetings. Could you schedule it earlier before the world wakes up? Maybe your phone called you away at the halfway point. Could you move it to another room next time or use airplane mode? Maybe the highlight you chose was too vague. Could you make it smaller and more specific so starting feels obvious? Reflect is where your system gets personal. It's where advice becomes your routine. These 4 moves form a loop you can actually live with. Choose a highlight, laser your focus, energize your body and mind, reflect to refine. The book offers dozens of tactics for each move, but the spirit is consistent. Design your day around intention, not urgency. The point is not to become a monk of productivity. It's to become a present human in your own life. Let's go a layer deeper into each move with ideas you can try today, because ideas stick when they feel like they belong to you. When choosing your highlight, ask 3 questions. What matters to your people? The relationships that make your life rich. What moves your goals forward? The projects that will still matter next month. And what sparks joy or curiosity? The things that make today worth remembering. If a task fits any of those 3, it's a candidate. Circle 1, give it a home on your calendar. Treat it like an appointment because it is one, with your values. To build laser focus, create a ritual at the start of your highlight window. Fill a glass of water. Clear your desk to a single tool. The notebook, the doc, The design canvas, the guitar, the recipe, the call sheet. Say out loud, for the next block, this is the only thing I'm doing. Sounds silly, works. And instead of relying on willpower to resist infinity pools, make them opt in, not default. Sign out of social sites so you need an extra step to open them. Keep email closed while you focus, then check it in batches at times you choose. The people you need will still reach you. The world will not end, but your highlight might. For energize, think in patterns, not perfection. You don't need a new identity as a runner, a chef, or a sleep guru. You need a few patterns that support the day. A morning walk that signals, we're on. Lunch that doesn't send you into a fog. A wind down that tells your brain it's safe to power down. Consider small joys as fuel. A playlist that turns on only during your highlight window. A favorite mug that you use only when you write. Rewards work better when they're tethered to the behavior you want more of. This is design too, designing feelings around your chosen moment. Reflection can be quick. 2 lines in a notebook. Highlight. Did I protect it? What helped or hurt? If you protected it, note the tactic that worked. Repeat it tomorrow. If you didn't, note the interference and plan one tiny block. If meetings stole your time, you can try scheduling your highlight at the edges of the day or placing a short, polite block on your calendar that says, focus time. If home life is busy, try sharing your highlight with someone you live with, not to seek permission, but to invite support. I'm going to take 30 minutes at 8 p.m. to call my dad. Can you handle dishes tonight? True productivity feels better when it's collaborative. Now, there's a deeper emotional thread running under all of this. Choosing a highlight is frightening because it forces you to admit what matters. It means something else won't get done. And that summons guilt. The way through is to remember that time is not a moral scoreboard. It's a canvas. Every day you leave some white space. That's not failure, it's composition. The highlight is your brushstroke for the day. You can pick a different color tomorrow. You can cover a mistake with a new layer. When you live this way for a few weeks, you notice something. The urgent things that used to own you either shrink or they get done faster because you're energized by the moment that mattered. And if a true emergency arrives, you're clearer and kinder because your day has a center. There's also the myth that multitasking is efficient. You know this myth from feel, even if you've heard the science. Multitasking isn't 2 tasks at once, it's thousands of tiny switches. Every switch has a cost. Make time refuses the bargain. It gives you permission to do one thing well and leave the rest for later. And strangely, when you do, the later things take less effort because your mind isn't scattered across invisible tabs. It's like tidying a room. Once the first surface is cleared, the rest is easier to see. Another myth is that time management is about heroic discipline. But discipline is a scarce resource on hard days. Design is a renewable one. When you set your environment, your defaults, your rituals, you're not forcing yourself. You're making the good path smoother. That's why the empty home screen is such a powerful image. Not because phones are evil, but because the first thing you see either pulls you into someone else's plan or gives you a blank moment to remember your own. Let's gather the threads. Make time is a practice, not a personality transplant. You start each morning by naming a highlight that would make today feel well spent. You protect a block for it as if it were a real appointment. You remove easy temptations and narrow your field of view so your brain can breathe. You support your focus with the basics of being human: sleep, food, movement, and rest. And at day end, you run a tiny experiment review. What helped? What hurt? What's one tweak? Over time, you stack small wins. Your days begin to feel like they belong to you. The people you love get more of your presence. Your work gets more of your best attention. Your life gathers meaning not in a sudden revolution, but in steady, chosen moments. Your takeaways are simple and strong. You can choose one thing each day that makes the day worthwhile. You can make focus easier by redesigning the first moments and the first screens. You can treat energy as a foundation rather than an afterthought. And you can learn as you go, adjusting the system to fit who you are. You're not behind. You're just one highlight away from a different day. So, here's your invitation. Before the sun goes down, pick tomorrow's highlight. Write it somewhere you'll see it. Put a small block on your calendar, even if it's short. Decide now what you'll remove from your home screen or your desk to protect it. Set up one tiny ritual to begin. Then, tomorrow, step into your own spotlight. When you finish, enjoy the glow for a second. That feeling is the proof you needed. Let's close where we begin, with that quiet phone. An empty home screen is not an aesthetic choice. It's a promise that your attention will be given, not stolen. A promise that the best part of your day won't be accidental. If you join us here, you're not just making time. You're making your time yours.